Welcome back to the channel, and today we're taking a close look at something that has built a cult following all over the world, the 2026 Suzuki Jimny, now updated and, in many ways, even better than before. But as exciting as this little off-road icon is, there's also a new problem that might make you think twice, so make sure you stick around till the end. At first glance, the 2026 Jimny doesn't look dramatically different, and honestly, that's exactly what fans wanted. Suzuki has kept the boxy, rugged design that made the Jimny so iconic. It still looks like a miniature G-Wagon, with its upright stance, flat panels, and those round headlights that give it a classic yet tough personality. But look closer, and you'll notice subtle updates that bring it into 2026. The front grille has been slightly redesigned with a more modern finish, and the LED headlights are now sharper and brighter, improving visibility during night drives and off-road adventures. The bumper has been tweaked for better approach angles, which is great news if you're planning to take this thing off the beaten path. Around the sides, you still get those chunky wheel arches and short overhangs, which are key to its incredible off-road capability. There are also new alloy wheel designs and fresh color options, including some really bold two-tone finishes that give the Jimny a bit more personality. At the rear, the tailgate-mounted spare wheel remains, reminding everyone that this is not your typical city SUV, it's a proper off-roader. Step inside, and this is where the updates become more noticeable. The previous Jimny had a very basic interior, and while that simplicity was part of its charm, it did feel outdated compared to modern rivals. For 2026, Suzuki has made some meaningful improvements without losing that rugged character. The dashboard is still simple and functional, but now it features a larger touchscreen infotainment system that finally feels up to date. You get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, improved graphics, and a more responsive interface. The instrument cluster has also been updated, combining analog dials with a digital display that shows off-road data like pitch, roll, and traction information. Material quality has seen a slight improvement as well. You're still getting hard plastics, but they feel more durable and better put together. This is a car designed to be used in tough conditions, so everything is built to last rather than just look fancy. The seats are more comfortable than before, with better cushioning and support, especially for long drives. However, space is still one of the Jimny's biggest limitations. The three-door version remains quite tight in the rear, making it more suitable for occasional passengers rather than daily family use. There have been rumors of a five-door version in some markets, and if that's available in your region, it could make a huge difference in practicality. Boot space is also limited, especially with the rear seats up. You'll need to fold them down to get a decent amount of cargo space, which is fine for adventures but not ideal for everyday errands. Now let's talk about what really makes the Jimny special, its off-road capability. This is where the Jimny absolutely shines and continues to dominate its segment. Unlike many so-called SUVs that are basically just raised hatchbacks, the Jimny is built on a ladder frame chassis. That means it's tough, durable, and ready for serious off-road use. It also comes with a proper four-wheel drive system, low-range gearing, and solid axles, which are rare features in modern vehicles, especially at this price point. Whether you're dealing with mud, sand, rocks, or steep inclines, the Jimny feels right at home. The compact size actually works in its favor, allowing it to go places that larger SUVs simply can't. For 2026, Suzuki has fine-tuned the suspension for better ride comfort without compromising off-road performance. On rough terrain, it feels more controlled and stable, while on the road, it's slightly less bouncy than before. However, let's be honest, this is still not a car you buy for highway comfort. Under the hood, the Jimny continues with a small but reliable engine. It's expected to feature a 1.5-liter petrol engine, possibly with mild hybrid assistance in some markets to improve fuel efficiency and emissions. Power output isn't huge, but it's enough for what the Jimny is designed to do. Acceleration is not its strong point. It feels slow compared to modern crossovers, especially when merging onto highways or overtaking. But off-road, that low-end torque and gearing make all the difference. You're not buying a Jimny to race, you're buying it to explore. Fuel efficiency is decent for a vehicle of this type, especially with the updated engine technology. It's not as efficient as a small city car, but it's reasonable considering the ladder frame construction and 4x4 system. Driving the Jimny in the city is actually quite fun. Its compact dimensions make it incredibly easy to park and maneuver through tight streets. You sit high up, giving you a great view of the road, and the steering is light enough for everyday use. However, once you hit higher speeds, you start to notice some of its limitations. Wind noise is noticeable, and the boxy shape doesn't help with aerodynamics. The ride can feel a bit unsettled on highways, especially over bumps, and crosswinds can affect stability. Now let's talk about safety and technology. The 2026 model comes with improved safety features, including lane departure warning, automatic emergency braking, and adaptive cruise control in higher trims. These additions bring the Jimny closer to modern standards, but it's still not as advanced as some of its competitors in this area. So far, it sounds like Suzuki has taken an already vehicle and made it even better. Improved interior, updated tech, refined ride, and the same unbeatable off-road capability. So what's the new problem? Here's where things get interesting. The biggest new issue with the 2026 Suzuki Jimny is its positioning in the modern market. With stricter emissions regulations and the global shift toward electrification, vehicles like the Jimny are under pressure. In some regions, it may only be available as a commercial vehicle or with limited availability, which can make it harder for everyday buyers to get one. Another major concern is pricing. As Suzuki adds more features and updates, the price has started to creep up. And at a higher price point, buyers begin to compare it with larger, more comfortable SUVs that offer better on-road performance and practicality. Then there's the practicality issue, which hasn't completely gone away. Despite improvements, the Jimny is still a niche vehicle. It's perfect for off-road enthusiasts, adventurers, and those who love its unique character. But for families or people looking for a daily all-rounder, it may not be the best choice. And finally, the biggest challenge, the changing automotive landscape. As more manufacturers move toward electric vehicles, the Jimny's traditional setup starts to feel a bit outdated. While there's talk of future hybrid or electric versions, this current model still relies on a conventional engine. Despite these challenges, it's hard not to love the Jimny. It has a personality that most modern cars lack. It's honest, capable, and unapologetically different. In a world full of generic crossovers, the Jimny stands out as something truly unique. So what's the final verdict? The 2026 Suzuki Jimny is better than ever. It builds on everything that made the previous model great while adding just enough modern touches to stay relevant. But that new problem, its limited practicality, rising price, and the pressure of modern regulations, means it's not for everyone. If you're someone who values adventure, off-road capability, and a vehicle with real character, the Jimny is still one of the best choices out there. But if you need space, comfort, and everyday usability, you might want to look elsewhere. That's it for today's review. Let me know in the comments, would you pick the 2026 Jimny, or is that new problem a deal breaker for you? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.